Imagine an ordinary morning. You wake up slowly, open your eyes, sit on the edge of your bed, and pause for a few seconds. Everything feels the same. The same body, the same sensations, the same mild fatigue you've grown used to over the years. You walk into the kitchen, pour yourself a cup of tea, coffee, look out the window. The day begins just like yesterday. And in that moment, you don't even realize that there's a small product sitting in your kitchen, something that can gently but noticeably affect your body. Cloves, that same spice you add to tea, baked goods, or simply keep in your cabinet just in case. But very few people know that cloves are not just a spice with a strong taste and warming aroma. They are a product used not only in cooking, but also in cosmetics and even in alternative medicine. Cloves have a rich, slightly sweet, and astringent taste. They add depth to dishes and drinks. But the most interesting part is not the flavor. It's what's inside. Cloves are rich in vitamin A and B vitamins such as B1, B4, B6, and B9. They also contain vitamin C, E, and K. In addition, they are packed with minerals: iron, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, manganese, copper, selenium, phosphorus, and zinc. And that's not all. Cloves also contain omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, fiber, and tannins. But the most important component is the essential oil. About 1/5 of a clove bud is made up of this oil, and within it are powerful compounds like eugenol, caryophyllene elanthish, and elongine. These are the substances that give cloves their distinct aroma. And these are the compounds that make cloves interesting from a health perspective. Now let's imagine a simple experiment. You start chewing just 1-2 cloves a day. For only 1 week, what happens? Day 1. You place a clove in your mouth. The taste is strong, unusual, slightly spicy. Not everyone gets used to it right away, but within minutes you begin to notice a feeling of freshness in your mouth. This is not just a subjective sensation. Cloves have disinfecting properties. Their essential oil can suppress the growth of bacteria, including those responsible for bad breath and gum inflammation. Even microorganisms like E. coli are sensitive to its compounds. And this is where the first effect begins, in the mouth. Day 2, you continue. And gradually you start to notice that digestion feels a bit easier, less heaviness after meals, less bloating, less discomfort. This happens because cloves stimulate the production of digestive juices and support stomach function. Some studies suggest that clove oil may increase the production of protective mucus in the stomach. This mucus acts as a barrier. It protects the stomach lining from the effects of acid. In animal studies, clove extract has even shown effects similar to certain anti-ulcer medications. But it's important to understand these are still experimental findings. More research in humans is needed. Day 3. At this stage, some people begin to notice a slight increase in energy, not a sudden spike like caffeine, but a gentle, gradual improvement. This happens because the body begins to absorb nutrients more efficiently. When digestion works properly, your body receives more vitamins and minerals, and that means more energy. Day 4. Now the anti-inflammatory effects begin to show. Cloves contain a high amount of antioxidants. Antioxidants help fight oxidative stress, a process linked to many chronic diseases. Interestingly, eugenol in cloves has been shown to reduce cellular damage caused by free radicals. In some cases, its antioxidant activity may even be stronger than vitamin E. Day 5. You may not even notice it, but changes are still happening inside your body. Cloves may influence blood sugar levels. Animal studies have shown that clove extract can reduce insulin resistance. This means cells respond better to insulin and absorb glucose more efficiently. In other studies, animals that were regularly given clove powder had lower blood sugar levels. But let's be clear, this does not mean cloves cure diabetes. It simply means they may have a potential effect that still needs further research. Day 6, liver support and detoxification. Cloves may help support liver function. They assist the body in handling toxins and metabolic stress. This is not a one-day cleanse. It's gentle support. And it's these gradual processes that create long-term results. Day 7, and this is when many people start asking themselves, why didn't I pay attention to this before? because the changes become more noticeable. Lightness, better digestion, freshness in the mouth, a more stable overall feeling. But this is where the most important part begins. Cloves are not just a harmless spice. They are an active substance. If used incorrectly, they can have negative effects. Irritation of the stomach lining, increased sensitivity, allergic reactions, excess strain on the body. That's why there is a simple rule: no more than 1-2 cloves per day, and not continuously. Use them in cycles. For example, 5 to 7 days, then take a break. And one more important point. If you have chronic conditions, especially related to the stomach or liver, or if you take medications, always consult a healthcare professional. Now let's look at cloves from another perspective: their nutritional value. In just 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, about 2 grams, there are around 6 calories, 0.13 grams of protein, 0.7 grams of fiber, 1.38 grams of carbohydrates, and only 0.27 grams of fat. It may not seem like much, but the value is not in the calories, it's in the concentration of beneficial compounds. Cloves are also rich in manganese, which plays a role in bone formation. Some animal studies suggest that compounds in cloves may help maintain bone mass and improve bone strength. This becomes especially important with age. But as with many findings, more human studies are needed. Remember one simple thing: there is no single product that can solve all your problems. But there are small habits, and those habits shape your health over time. Cloves are not a cure, but they are a tool: simple, accessible, and when used correctly, beneficial. Listen to your body, pay attention to the small details, and don't ignore the signals it gives you. Take care of yourself, because your health is not something that changes overnight. It's something you build step by step every single day. Be kind to your body, support it, don't ignore it, and remember, even the smallest habit can make a real difference over time. I truly wish you strong health, calm days, and more energy in your life. Stay safe, stay well. And if this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more simple, honest, and useful health tips.